But Ben Johnson, since drawing up the plays, helped the offense go to the Lions.
Well, Brock, the fans were out and shouting J-E-T-S Jets well before the gates opened here. And now they fill the stands of MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey.
I think the likely winning spots for Ben Johnson if he chooses to take a foul. Will probably be the Chicago Bears, which I know Lions fans don't like that, or the Dallas Cowboys.
Greg Zuerlein out for the opening kick. And away we go from East Rutherford. Calvin Austin on the return. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20.
He's about 30 years old. Will Ben Johnson. He's NFL experience.
All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10.
Here we go.
The carries by Harris here to start the drive. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
They motion a receiver left. Out of the shotgun, Fields. Roman Wilson reels it in. And he's going to get this up to the 26 before being taken down. They come to the line here. This is 3rd and 6.
Here we go.
Shotgun snap to Fields. Sideline, he's got it, and he gets the feet down too. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's a Steelers first down.
Okay, when you watch the combine, you'll watch guys try to make this throw. And without chemistry, it's so hard to execute. That was picture perfect. That's a QB and receiver on the same page because that route, that deep out to the field, that takes just a different level of connectedness.
And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stops. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Fields out of the gun. Into the hands of Pat Freiermuth. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. The big play nets him 17 yards. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh first down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
1st and 10, give to Harris. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Brought to a halt by C.J. Mosley. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. First time this game they've looked to him. And now they need to get 4 on 3rd down. Now Fields. That one's cut along the left sideline. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the first.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
They give to Harris from the gun. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play is pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
This is Harris on 2nd down. And he's brought down after a tremendous effort just to get a couple of yards. The rookie out of Washington making that tackle. 3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. Here's Fields to throw. The back grabs it. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. What an outstanding opening series, partner. They just wore down that defense as they marched their way to the end zone.
Yeah, it took a whole bunch of that opening script to find a touchdown, but it showed just how well designed that script was. It was the right sequence of plays. Keep that ball moving and find the end zone. Getting your offense established in its top gear right here early on.
Now Boswell on to send this away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Here's Breece Hall on the ground for the first time. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3.
That's the kind of run play that feels like tug-of-war at field day. And you're just not moving the other side. Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it, and we'll move to the next.
2nd down now, 7 to go. They go right back to Hall. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Just 1 yard on the play, though. That leaves him with 3rd down and 6 to go.
So, like, to run the full offensive-minded coach, that's like,
back to throw. Right side into the hands of Adams. And he stopped cold at the spot. Ooh, he paid for that one, but hey, still enough for that 1st down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's a money down. Nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Cobbled together a yard there. Taken down by Fuller Run Show Fanukasi. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
They give on 2nd to Hall. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A gain of 2 follows up a gain of 1, and now they're left with 3rd and 7.
This was a real slow run for this Detroit.
Setting up a throw. Throws into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. And the Steelers will take over as he records his 1st interception of our season. Already in an early hole on the scoreboard. That is not what they needed in response, Brock. Giving away possession with the pick.
You know, we got a lot of game left, obviously. Nowhere close to them putting it away. But you can see things starting to unravel a little bit, even after just 2 possessions. A touchdown here could really continue that momentum towards an early runaway.
From the gun, they go with Harris. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4.
You know, that's a good run right there. Keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Motioning the tight end now. Now it's Fields. This throw is caught. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. The Steelers get another 6 to make this a 13-0 game. Najee Harris, the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. Boswell gets that point after to go. And the Steelers drive out to an early 14-0 lead. Now Boswell on to send this away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They start the drive with Hall. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Call it 9 yards. Looked like a first for a moment. It's 2nd and 1. And we will not get another play. That's going to do it for the first quarter. It's a 2-score game early. More from MetLife coming right up.
He had a miserable time as the Panthers offensive coordinator.
Time for the second quarter of play. It's Jets football. They have it on 2nd and short. They give to Hall on the draw. And this defense offering no room at all up the gut there. No gain. Minkah Fitzpatrick in on the stop.
Hey, I know 3rd and 1 feels like an automatic running down, but after seeing that last play yield you nothing, this offense and that coordinator's got a seed of doubt. This defense playing some mind games with him.
And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. Give him 3 on that game. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43.
Under Sean McVay for a large part of his career as a So, again, I just kind of want to see more. Same with Drew Henson, the offensive coordinator for the Cardinals. So, to be fair, the Cardinals offense has been super inconsistent.
This time it's a passing play. Escapes the pocket. Pulled in by Tommy Tremble. Pick up a 12 on that play. And it'll give the Jets a first down.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
From the gun, it's Hall. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
2nd and 8. That's caught. It's Breece Hall. And he gets it down to the 35 before stepping out.
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler. Gets himself into rhythm, and I'm just telling you, kid, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense into rhythm and a nice little gain on top of it.
Just short on 3rd down, no gain on the run, and now what will they do on 4th?
Love to see their head coaching opportunities. That starts with Joe, the passing game coordinator for the Chiefs. With the Chiefs since 2016.
Throwing now, needing a first. He's got it to his running back. And they bring him down around the 34. They only manage a yard, but that was enough as this drive rolls on. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34.
He doesn't want to leave, so I'm kind of curious if they need
Dropping back to throw. Oh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Shotgun snap, a gift up. The ball's out. The ball's out. He lost it. Steelers have it, headed the other way. What an incredible...
Because right after that year, Cohen ends up going...
They had authored Brock, but all that progress, pardon the pun here, just fumbled away.
I couldn't say it better myself.
So just like all touchdowns, all turnovers also reviewed, and they want to take another look at this one.
Kentucky OC, he did really well. That was when Devin Leary was the quarterback there.
So the review saves them a turnover. He was, in fact, already down when the ball came free.
Let's go. Aggression from Baker in this offense. Skip the beat, undercover. Currently,
shotgun now on third down. Lockett isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. He's dropping back to throw. Oh, this is getting ugly early. Interception again. Minka Fitzpatrick has got it. Okay, Brock, now back-to-back drives where they have picked him off. That's going to be a worrying trend for these coaches who know how integral the passing game is to their game plan and their success.
Those poker players, the best of them, when they figure out a tell, they know exactly how to beat their opponent. This defense right now, they're reading this quarterback like a book. Here we go.
They'll start with a give to Harris. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
From the 38. And someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And the Jets are going to have it. And he's going to hang on to that football. That's his first career interception.
Oh, coaches just love that effort right there. Instantly, as he made the pick, everybody was looking for a block and doing their part to set up the return. And I know it pales in comparison to giving up the turnover, but how about the effort on the other side to track him down and stop a potential pick six? I think everybody deserves.
Touchdown, New York! Not a lot of processing time from the moment he pulled it back to the moment he made that throw, Brock. But I think we can all agree he made the right choice not to hand it off, and then the right read on that throw.
Yeah, he sure did, Kate. It kind of reminds me of the option quarterbacks of our day growing up, right? Those guys that made that pitch, and it was just second nature. They were on the run, guys all around. It didn't matter. He's going to put that pitch right on them. The great RPO quarterbacks of today do exactly the same thing with their throws.
That one right down the middle. And the Jets chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Returning it from the 4. He stops on the return at the 27. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. Finds a seam down the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They strike for 23 yards. And that's a Steelers first down.
But Mike Smith is going to be in the NFL a lot longer. He's going to be 44. He's good offense. This is the thing that we're going to do. That's quarterbacks. Whether they're offensive coach, whether it's John Gruden.
They put Austin in motion left. First down throw for Fields. Lockett isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
This offense has been in a rhythm, settled in and found it in the first half. But hopefully that sack for this defense can disrupt that rhythm just a little bit. Kind of reminds me, Kate, in baseball when you're facing an elite pitcher, just get somebody on base. Just make that pitcher think a little bit. Hopefully that sack for this defense does the same to the QB.
That's 16 on the pickup. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh first down. Back to throw. Here's Fields. Completed here to Pickens. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. That goes for 36 yards. And that will set up 1st and goal.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Harris will not get past the line. He's held up at the 4. The Steelers calling their first timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Backed up to the 4-yard line now. It's 2nd and goal. Throwing from the gun here. And this one hurts. Had a touchdown in his hands, but he couldn't hold on. 3rd down coming up.
Yeah, that's one that's going to haunt him. There's just no question about it. A drop touchdown in the end zone. Now comes the mental toughness part of it. You got to flush that play quickly so you can make an impact later.
And they will score. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. The Steelers will add to their lead at the end of the half. Najee Harris, the touchdown. His 3rd through the air this game. Point after up and good from Boswell. And the Steelers double their lead to 14. Now Boswell on to send this away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. First and 10, but only time left for maybe a couple of plays here. They'll turn to the ground game and just run this clock out. And they're all over him again. He's dropped at the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Back to throw it. And they don't connect there, so only 6 seconds remaining.
That just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted, even on some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
Looking to throw. Tremble with the grab. And he goes out close to that 45-yard line.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity. Man, did he make an impact play.
All right, this is going to be the play that takes us to halftime. A final throw before the break. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground. That brings us to halftime. We'll get a break as our teams make their adjustments and then return with more of the NFL on EA Sports in just a little bit. Well, that first half, certainly an interesting one. Kate Scott, Brock Eward with you as we get back and see what the second half has in store for us. Now Boswell on to send this away. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. They'll start this one out with Hall. And they're going to touch him down after a short pickup.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. Complete to Tremble. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
From the gun on 3rd down. This will be caught by Adams. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Hall takes it straight ahead. He finds space into the red zone. Launches, and he's got it. Touchdown! The Jets cut into the lead coming out of halftime. Breece Hall with the touchdown. Well, Brock started small at first, but then he found that lane, and it was a race to the end zone from that point on.
And it takes a little bit of everybody. How many times do we hear these coaches tell us, if you're going to get a run play for a big gain, it takes the whole group, all 10 of them around him have to do their job. Got to block up front, receivers got to block on the perimeter, they all get it done, and a big chunk run follows.
That one splits the uprights. And the Jets chop the lead in half. It's down to 7.
Cut it, please. Yeah, please. Give me like 4 pieces.
Back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff.
That's all I want.
Away. Return coming from the 6. Finds some space. He's past the 30. The tackle's made, so this drive will begin at the 34-yard line.
Got to score again, then stop it.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Going to Harris to start the half. And not a lot of room for him as he's brought down. 3 yards on the first down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7. From the 37. It's taken in by Washington. This is ahead for about 5. Brought to a halt by C.J. Mosley.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Third and just 2 to go.
No muss, no muss. Go jump, ready?
Out of the shotgun, Fields. He's got Harris. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Running behind center with Harris. Jukes one defender. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. It's a pickup of 26. And that's a Steelers 1st down.
No frills, nothing fancy. That was just a good old offensive line dominated in the trenches. And that sprung him to get to the 2nd level and beyond.
1st and 10 now from the 30.
Here we go, son. Go.
Fields out of the gun. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along the route, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down.
Here we go.
Now an inside handoff to Harris. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. Only a yard from that time,
Right
so
there.
now 3rd and 9.
Come on, Papa. Go, Jules.
Here we go.
It's like you
Shotgun snap to Fields. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep it short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Dicker connects there. And that'll push it to double digits in a 2-possession game.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
18, ready.
They'll come out throwing. Taken in by Williams outright. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in 1 play and keep driving that defense backwards.
70 range.
Throwing from the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Kate, I've seen a 1-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions you get more depth. But a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
Another try following the sack. Catch is made down the right sideline. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. So the big play gets him inside the opposing 45, Brock, with a new set of downs to boot. Hall running between the tackles. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards.
Well, Kate, a 2-yard run on 1st down, I think that keeps you ahead of schedule. You're going to have to pick up the pace.
Hall gets it again on 2nd down. And they're going to stop him after he runs it inside the 35. It'll be a gain of 5. They still need 4 on 3rd down.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you're going to be a Pro Bowler.
Williams with a quick pass out wide. And he's going to take this across. Touchdown, New York. The Jets shave some off the deficit late in the quarter. Mike Williams, the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. So sensational work by the skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensively, you got to get that skill player down. Period. End of story. You can't give up that much yards after catch.
Volley set up and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Fields throwing here. Short pass brought in. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. Give him 13 on that play. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh 1st down. Three quarters in the books from this one. Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43.
Here we go.
They'll hand it off to Harris. What a hit. He gets flattened to the ground. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on 1st down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
Now they'll throw out of the gun. Taken in by Harris. And here's another stop made right at the line. Nice back-to-back reps from this defense.
You know, you compare and contrast stats over the decades, Kate. One thing you see is that completion percentages are through the roof. In this day and age, compared to the 60s and the 70s, a big reason is just completions like that. Utilizing every one of your eligible receivers that time and running back in the flat.
Fields on third. That one's caught along the left sideline. And they bring him down around the 34. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about two things: separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks, that's the trust. And then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
1st and 10 give to Harris. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets him 3.
Got to be rush hour, Kate, because there's a whole lot of traffic up the middle right there. He ran right into some gridlock, and he could only manage a few yards at most.
2nd down now, 7 to go.
Here we go. Good. You got a mini base. Let's go alpha right here. Nice.
From the 31. That throw finds Pickens. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
There's just no question about it. He has the license to adapt a little bit, to diagnose plays because they trust his instincts. And there, well, it was all on display. Expert-level diagnosis going on to see a potential run and get in position to stop it behind the line.
Don't jump. Ready?
2nd and 12 behind the sticks. Gets this one to Harris. Decent gain here, but short of the first.
When there's heat, that blitz coming off the snap, that QB's eyes, you could see it right away. He got to his check down in a hurry. But, Kate, here's the key. Quarterback and running back have to be on the same page. The two were right there, and it netted some positive yards.
Here we go, Slide. Nice.
Looking to throw. The throw is caught. And that's a Pittsburgh touchdown. So he finds his man in space, and then the wideout takes advantage. Nice finish there to take it in for 6.
Yeah, no question about it. We know points are always a premium in this league, and this really becomes a 3 to 4 point play. Right? When you don't have to settle for field goals, you could throw it underneath, and your receivers do that much damage in the open field and score a touchdown. That's big time.
That one right down the middle. And the Steelers make it a 10-point ball game.
Chris Boswell, the kickoff for Pittsburgh.
Now Boswell on to send this away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
Let's go now. Trap 60. Trap 60. Dragon 60. Warrior 70. Go.
He'll look to throw. Throw complete to Williams. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Give him 24 on that play. And it's good enough for a New York 1st down.
Man, I love that effort, adding as much as possible to that catch while earning the 1st down. That's called yards after catch, and it's what coaches want from all their pass catchers on the roster.
Come 19. Come 19. 70. 7 Pirates. 7 Pirates.
To throw it on 1st down. Finds his target home. A flag's down as he stops. Looks like this one's on the offense. So they'll decline this and take the results. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34.
Here we go, set. 79 Broncos.
Pass play coming here. Able to hit home, complete. And he's got it down to the 30 before going out.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5.
Here we go, here we go.
They are throwing it again. Hall there to haul it in. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. Give them 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets them a 1st down.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
60 Maverick.
1st down from the red zone. Completed to his running back. And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone. Instead, stopped at the 2. It's a double-digit gain, 10 yards, and now they've got 1st and goal.
19 Lions. Go.
Throwing it again here. This one delivered off target, Brock. That's incomplete. So we're down to the 2-minute warning here from New York. Jets down by 10. So after the incomplete pass, here's 2nd and goal.
19 tight, 19 tight. Buffalo 18. Hey.
Looking to throw it. Pass is hauled in by the running back. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
That pass, it did put him in a position where he had to shake a defender. That's all you want. Give me a one-on-one. And he is capable of doing it, but not against that dude. That defender could not be shook, and he knocked him back across the line.
He's got it. He has the New York touchdown. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
And now for the point after, and crucially to bring things within a field goal. And he connects there, so now another kick from him, a field goal, would tie this game in the 4th. Volley set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. They're out and set. 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Oh, look at this. He's setting up to throw. He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Something out of nothing, Kate. That may as well be listed on his resume because he's so good at it. Caught that one near the line, and after that, it was all him. Turning a modest pass into far more than a modest gain.
One play in, and already they're close to midfield. A give left side. Here's Harris. And they bring him down, but there's a flag on the field. A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond.
I'm done here. I'm done. The bottom wasn't cooked all the way. I don't think so.
Well, it's not burnt.
I know. It's not your fault.
Here we go.
They'll run here following the penalty. And they're going to get him down just shy of midfield. Still a nice gain, though, up to the 49. The defense calls a timeout, so that's their first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here.
Here we go, Scott.
Wow, they're going to pass it here. Caught, nice gain left side. And that should just about do it, folks. They take it in for the touchdown, and that should lock up this win. So that should be the one that does it, Brock. A big one late that puts them up here 2 scores.
What a complete performance overall. The clock where it is and where it stands right now, Kate, that should be the capper. And that is so satisfying as an offense to go up 2 scores.
Boswell to add the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Steelers make it a 10-point ball game.
Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
Now Boswell on to send this away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. To throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And they'll have the 1st down, but we're inside of 20 seconds to play now. 16 yards on the play. And it'll give the Jets a 1st down.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Here he is to throw. It's taken in by Williams. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the 1st down.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Let's go. 65 cat, 65 cat. Go.
Now to throw. He's got the hook up to Adams. And he takes it inside the 35 before heading out.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Throwing now. Oh no, the ball is loose. Steelers have it, headed the other way. The 30. He's at the 10. And they finally drag him down, but not until after a very nice return. So the Steelers come in and take this on the road. And it was a game for fans of high-scoring football, wasn't it? I know Brock was enjoying seeing both of these offenses work, and really not a lot to dislike from either group. Just one side working at a slightly better clip than the other. That was the difference in the win. So for Brock Huard, our incredible crew, everybody here at EA Sports, I'm Kate Scott signing off. We'll see you next time. The Steelers are winners as we say so long from New York.
Running through his mind all day, I'm tired. I'm the boss now, do higher. Hang the phone up, I'm so wired. Couldn't sleep, my floor's too high up. I got keys.
Say don't play with me, but I still gamble with it. We getting right before we take off on the landing strip. Know that you like all the attention that a fan gives. Say that you like me, but you way too young for marriage. I've been here before, I know exactly how it goes. Yeah, now I got you cracking up your clothes. You can hit me up and let me know exactly when you close. I'm her favorite, says she need a... She wanna all day.
If you look at the receiving stats, it just has 40 to 80 yards in passing efficiency. So, yeah. I think there's a little bit of the first play of the third quarter to me was genius. Because you just get up and said, screw it, we're going to go for Jefferson, the corners like Omar and so, and that's the adjustment. That first thing too, though, is once you see what a opponent's playing with for him, yeah, it's yeah, and it's like one for the money and one for the homies. I move with respect. I don't need nothing on me. The father man wait for me. Feel just like Brody. I got my little bed and my blessings. They hear me. They painted me. I thought they would do that. I thought they did that earlier. Came in all black that I came back to my that ripping off Cadillac, just like a Cadillac, nothing but class. It's never been average, never been on. Average on me, I'm tougher than homie Javante. The fight is my mantra. I want it, I will. Get you a wheel, they carrying. We fighting a little, my niggas. I'm back in my bag. I'm back in my bag. I'm done. Just to get back in my duffel, don't fit no opponent. You know I'm gonna hustle like rubber band on it. Counting my blessings, I'm laughing like Jonah. You don't wish me well, I guess you don't know me. My Malcolm inside, that's worse than my mama tatted on my body. My left arm, left arm, they still doing arm. Bodies on bodies, proud over Malcolm, I cried over Dolphin. I'm crying, but Nipsey been feeling like Lauren. Carried the cross, got the sun in my eyes. Room for this, I ain't meant to be no bride. I'm married, but I know you still been obliged. Mouth on these, I learned from tonight. Back in my bag, and as big as a double with blessings on blessings. I came through this struggle, I'm back. I'm back in my bag. I'm back in my bag, oh God. And with 6 points in 2 quarters on offense, the opponent this team has the point. You know, you can build with this until you I just feel it with the
I came through the rain and I came through the thunder. I push through the pain. I'm laughing at some of my head was way harder. I feel like a starter. Escape with my truth. I came back like Nirvana. Road is alright. There's nothing I real. Go back to back, baby. Can't know when his seas. Come and get all time. Look like a Leah. Went back and forth. Pulling back just like a quarterback. Yeah, yeah. Raise, I respect whole man. Tell them get low, man. Flying high. I gave them low, man. Super low. Color the whip. Culinary on my wrist. Cooking you ain't forgot what you did.
like
Day to bed all the picture me fall. Frequency, this is the ship I'm home.
that was like, oh, that's not great, but that feels not part of the Arizona. Well, now it's kind of high fumble and fumble block. So like you gotta come back and prove this because clearly the problem is there's not a guy behind him that they're like really comfortable saying, you just go and play. He makes it tough in. But he's not gonna do everything that close. So like you can't go on the road in a playoff game, have Jones fumble, lose that fumble, give up let's say 3 points, and then be like, okay, we'll stop on here. Like there needs to be something else. Yeah, no, I mean, you're going to need to get I got Jesus giving money what you want. I've been sitting in visions for a reason. Cries, so I'ma say I love you, but keep it in mind. Cause I can never really want you, less money or prize. So when I say I really love you, know it's a lie. Like I ain't mean it. I ain't mean it. I just need another wrist for a second. Another bag, another season, another description of the feeling. Boy, gotta give me up, but I keep Homie got a pump cause he got no room. Homie say trippin' cause I got no funds. Homie got a pump cause he got no. Homie say trippin' cause I got no funds. Homie got a pump with ain't no fun. Boy, I got a bump with ain't no fun. Boy, I got a bump with ain't no fun. Boy, I got a bump with ain't no fun. Homie, I'm drippin' bags ass. I've been here from the start. Little snap back, homie with a plug in his heart. Took these bags from cards and now they rip me apart. Now they run around in circles like them kids in the park. Now I'm afraid of the dark. There ain't no monster inside. I pray to Jesus Christ, homie, they just keep me alive. Why you keep it 53? Cause I've been wrestling with pride. I tried to keep it like I'm Texas, got the stop on my side. Girl, you know I'm a saint, so why you giving me hell? My uncle back up on the block and now they begging for bail. He always calling me for paper cause he know on the trail. Now I'm eating my McDonald's, I was fresh out of jail. Now I'm made it out of chunk, at least I know I'm up. Boy, thump, like my name is Jump, boy, bump. In that Billy Strong, he ain't know I'm wrong. He ain't thunk, he just grabbed the button, made it go dumb. Got a pump cause he got no. Homie say trippin' cause I got no funds. Homie got a pump cause he got no. Homie say trippin' cause I got no funds. Homie got a bump with ain't no fun. Boy, I got a bump with ain't no fun. Boy, I got a bump with ain't no fun. Boy, I got a bump with ain't no fun. I'm an airport baby, I'm too hot to count. Counting up cash, yeah, it's too hot to count. I'm pretending with a fake, yeah, they too fake to doubt. Acting like they not what they not for their clout. They just suck my blood, they can love what they count. From live, all they
Hey.
Why? What time did the guy come to get you? You didn't talk to him?
fourth quarter of the regular season, they showed you, I like that. Why did you want to quick thing, just from a comedic standpoint, I've always thought the NFL should belong to the channel that is everything in the red zone, so you can see all of, how hilarious the NFL can be at times to be an aptitude. A couple quick thoughts for you guys. We've made it 34 minutes of this podcast. You can experience the lead my parents returning to U.S. Bank Stadium this weekend. Thoughts on Mike Johnson? On Sam Darnold, though, I just want to think that people don't talk about all these guys kind of understand what it means. Offenses, and he was able to come in.
Well, give me some.
Year one, was in year one when Mike Zimmer going all the way back into year one of the AFC, is that he's been able to grasp the offense and get better almost week by week, and has had those few rough patches in the middle seemingly. Those are behind us. You can see what the response is there. So I think we give him enough credit for how smart he is. I don't think it's as simple as KOC plus everything. I think that's a big part of it. But I don't think we give him enough credit for being able to grasp the offense. And then also, just how much his teammates love him. He doesn't come across as the most, I think that JJ shows up. His teammates still some of the post-game stuff here. How his teammates loving him, him being comfortable, and I think maybe being smarter than we all give him credit for, that's really right to 10 more than any. Quarterback smart, right? No, I don't agree. I think he's got the knowledge and kind of be fine enough. Let's get clear on this. Talk about this. Kirk Cousins is constantly setting himself up. He's putting in your mind that if he's not successful, here's why. Yeah, I've heard some guys saying this around more about how difficult this is and how difficult, how it's hard to learn, thinking that it happened overnight. Nothing like, and it for the long haul fight, committed. Wanted me to fail out of spite, I did it. All bark, but they don't bite, they timid. Thinking that it happened overnight, but it didn't. And it for the long haul fight, committed. Wanted me to fail out of spite, but I did it. All bark, but they don't bite, cause I'm timid. I got people trying to wish and pray that I'ma fall about it, all about it. Till we smoke a person, don't wanna talk about it down, huh? Oh, you sound tough, told you I'm loaded, wound up. Now you wound up, another number in the round up. Put the town up, I built the sing up from the ground up. And if I bounce up, I do a crown stuff. Green light go, got the east side flow. I'm a giant in the space like FIFA 4. All the kids sing along like EIO. Every time when they see my show, thinking that it happened overnight, yeah, did it. In it for the long haul fight, committed. Wanted me to fail out of spite, I did it. All bark, but they don't bite, they timid. Thinking that it happened overnight, but it didn't. In it for the long haul fight, committed. Wanted me to fail out of spite, but I didn't. All bark, but they don't bite, cause I'm timid. I got drive, baby, you dance on roadkill. Ya te dije, no están en mi casa, vete. Una pequeña te ungido, baby, ese es mi flex. No me dieron nada por los míos, mi frequency, te frequently, matando esto con sabor y efficiency. No gasto tiempo, waste no. There's a ton of talent. I mean, there's the guys, players perspective. So, yeah, he has a ton of so, in terms of personality, here has the pieces of his. What's that? That's absolutely fine. I don't want to play a bad game. Yeah, like I think Carson really doesn't love all of that stuff when he gets it. Like that's the whole thing about a quarterback, especially being CEO of a football team. I just want to get with those. I can stand sort of. I don't know if it's tired or what. But yes, that's good. Yes, awesome. Yes, it's fun. But let's get this thing. You have to
bring him back to defend yourself again to a certain point. And look, at the end of the day, Justin Jefferson deserves that thing. You get about to he deserves one of the best players, one of the best players in the world. So, Sam's good. Sam's good. Good last thing. So, you talk about it, and it does fit. That does totally not feel like confidence, but it's definitely like, you know, the Vikings right now on the top. But the Cowboys are not doing this thing for a year. So, you want to look at this. We're recording this on Thursday afternoon. So, the Packers play, but no. So, the Eagles are right. Play such ways. With shot at the end of the day, everybody, you don't want that. The Vikings want to win and Detroit get that title. Yeah. I still think so this could I don't think it's going to fall down. I think it's a good loss either way, but I think it's so right. I think you want the Packers to win and Billy's schedule. Billy's schedule. My big goal was 4 or 5 that has won the big goals in the last 2 years. Dallas and the Giants, okay? So they have a good chance of getting back. The Lions have a hard, the Vikings is hard as well. The Detroit's still got soft as well. So I think there's a real chance that the Vikings get. They'll make the plays up, you know, and just
drop big fish, could be a weak cinch. Damn, tell me how you really feel. All I wanted was a couple meal, make the city proud, put it down for them, come and tear it down. What are you?
Hey, this next one all these children, all right, gentlemen. Triple will talk to you next week. Next month. Triple access.
Money growing on trees, hanging on palm, spilling. Code 304, she don't want a 16 renegade on a make it buy a trees, no love. I'm asleep with my Porsche 911, slide through the section. Gotta show my homies I'm on now. Both souls on the ground, never sold out. What you know about this? No glitz and glamour. Under my polo pajamas, face getting ran. Gotta watch for the cameras before you get freaky. Can't with no random. These sneaky if police come action. They can never see me. They get dope and trap you, but I love it. Yeah.
Judd,
I love it.
you're 10.
Nobody else but God. That's all we need, you understand what I'm saying? Everybody else is sour, you know what I'm saying? Everybody, family, turn your back on you, everything, you know what I'm talking about? But you know one day, you got a soldier like me, I'm gonna stay solid, baby, to the bone, so you know me. You understand what I'm saying? Off the top.
I don't need your flowers, I'm living. First time I seen $1 million, I squinted. Bro, gave me a pack to help me hustle. Came a long way from the project buildings. That's where Granny went when she left Louisiana, trying to dodge Jim Crow. But you can't escape the master stained glass windows. Got my vision from the past. I'm probably finna go to hell, but it don't matter. Seeing heaven on earth. No, I could have been up on the shirt. If I ain't get my together, go to work. I've been hitting licks since flip verse first. Riding like witchcraft, finding beauty in the darkness like Rembrandt. Everybody gang till it get bad. Do you hear me? Together was a mismatch. You ain't never finna win that. Nah. In the ghetto with my watch, she's the crash landing.
Believe we back in business. This is highly recommended. This all of my pushing the limit. Mile high got me over here the flight attendant.
Yeah, I've been around the world and and seen them thing that I can't buy. See, reaching these type of heights, it come with a third eye. I'm better at betting on me, the numbers don't lie.
That's how we rollin'. You know them gold diggers. Want to pick at a litter, burying them hidden figures. I keep them triple hitters, call them silverback gorillas, going 8-8, and you know ain't nobody.
What up? Showtime. Yeah, this is the big ticket. Culture Cop Town. I'm talking that King Richard. It's like a movie. I'm seeing the bigger picture. These fellas are Cinderellas. I'm crushing them glass slippers.
On sight, I give you the green light. It's all bark. We all bite.
You gambling with your life? Let's roll the dice.
Piece of problems if this dog in a fight.
That's right.
Legendary.
Open the wide. I just pull up with a few.
We can't arrange that.
Dropping out of the blue.
You know I'm that.
All I wanna do is and just take your money. All I wanna do is and just take your money.
Hip hop took this globe.
We done did it.
Wanna see a mogul? We showing you how to pivot. Got this from DMC. Let's run with it. Took the fundamentals and having some fun with it.
These songs, King Kong, my team strong. Godzilla set fire to whatever I breathe on. Got the killers in choir all singing my theme song.
I could never do this alone. Still Dre, still on top, still got it. The Sonic still iconic, they still the product. I seen the money coming, I showed you that I'm a prophet.
And I'm riding shotgun in case it get out of pocket. Why you wanna press the issue? You need to stop and keep a lawyer on retainer for depositions and dockets. Back to the topic in case you forgot it. Anonymous head bobbing, baby, keep that popping fun.
Baby, I'm just trying to get
Legendary.
open the wide.
Sounding like
Mind if I pull up with a few?
we can't arrange that.
Dropping out of the blue.
You know I'm that.
All I wanna do is and just take your money. All I wanna do is and just take your money.
Nothing but them raps, the clothes on my back, them L-dogs. Nothing but them blacks. The A, with a black man is debonair. I'm talking about a black man's heaven here. Shorty, we going where the destination is manifested. We learn how to collect reparations and invest it. I went from dressing the coldest to catching the COVID, to blessed with success to promote it, to just do it.
Yeah, buddy, you ready or not? Don't really care if you was or you wasn't LeBron. From now on, I'm calling the shots. I don't really care about your hating little daddy LeBron. Your mammy's a pity. Anytime I get beside myself, I remind myself from Think I gotta go through. I don't like therapists, I don't like most. You love me, my go-to. Love a thing blind on top like Goku. Just left Noble, back in my dojo. Channel like Aura, got the whole Roku. Been big dog from the Tether told you. Wait, don't even know you. Step right, I'm on a trip. Blink of my dip. Snicker my. One brick, one miss. Rich took his chick out. We talking start like ball hype. Pretty face guy like, bro, how do I exist? In the gym every day, I'm a miss. So my daddy like, boy, don't blow my assist. I got it. Tryna slow down my motion. It's written, you cannot control this. You gonna blow it. Them, they not important. Me, I'm the one goated. Me, I'm the one goated. Me, I'm the one goated.
Come here.
I'm the one goated. Tryna slow down my motion.
You know I'm going bye-bye. Yeah, I'm gonna go out with my friends. I'll be back though. I'm coming back. Okay? I will be back. Never have to worry about that. I will be back. Okay? Okay, come here. Yeah, I'll never leave it forever. I'll always come back. Okay? Unless I die. It's the only way. Okay.
Yeah, buddy, if you get lucky, it'll get yucky. Little buddy touch me, I can turn auntie into a. I'm in the S5 facing cuffy, cause can't name that burn me, dummy. Tryna slow down my motion. It's ready, you cannot control this. You gonna blow it. Them, they not important. I'm the one goaded. Me, I'm the one goaded. Me, I'm the one goaded. Me, I'm the one goaded. Tryna slow down my motion. It's ready, you cannot control this. You gonna blow it. Them, they not important. Me, I'm the one goaded. Me, I'm the one goaded. Me, I'm the one goaded. Me, I'm the one goaded.
Hey, it's Paul. I was listening to the album. Good luck. You're on your own.
Little baby devil with the forked tongue, and it's sticking out, yeah, like a sore thumb. With a forehead that it grew horns from. Still a white shirt, pulling up in a Chrysler to the cipher with the in a light shirt. Lyrical technician, an electrician, y'all light work. And I don't gotta play pretend, it's you I make believe. And you know I'm here to stay, cause me, if I was to ever take a leave, it would be as friend to break your feet. If I was to ask for Megan Thee Stallion, if she would collab with me, would I really have a shot at her feet? I don't know, but I'm glad to be back like Now back in the days of old me, right around the time I became ate some as a way of coping. Take the case of turned me into smiley face emoji. May not be age appropriate, but I will be an 8-year-old indeed with a participation trophy. I have zero doubts that this whole world's bound to turn into some Girl Scouts. That censorship girls out. So when I started this verse, it did start off lighthearted at first, but it feels like I'm targeted, mind-boggling how my profit is skyrocketed. Look what I pocketed, yeah, it's just like y'all have been, like jogging in. I've been running at full speed, and that's why I'm ahead like my noggin. I'm the fight y'all get in when you debate who the best, but I'm some white. I step up to that mic, cock it then. Oh my God, attention, get down again. To the anger you dad, if I think that I'ma say that cancel me, what? Okay, that's it, go ahead, Paul, quit, snake. You male cross-dresser, fake. And I'll probably get for that, why? But you can all in fact, them, Dre, Jimmy, me, you, my own kids, that brass. They can off, them and you off, you two off, got two biggest moves, pause. What you thought you saw, ain't what you saw. Cause you're never gonna see me caught sleeping, see the kidnapping, never did happen. Like Sherry Papini, Harry Houdini, I vanish into the Daenerys, I'm leaving like
stripping off grades and just be making up different reasons for my nieces. For my day, I pick enough to keep it up, but ain't no thing straight, cause ain't no reason for this money to stay. Like, what you want? What you want? I got Jesus giving money, what you want? I've been sitting in vision, there's for a reason to cry, so I'ma say I love you, but keep a look on my eye, cause I can never really want you unless it's money or prize. So when I say I really love you, boy, just know it's a lie. Like, I ain't mean it. I ain't mean it. I just need another reason for a sequence. Another bag, another season, another description, another feeling. Boy, God, I gave him a lot, but I keep.
Homie got a pump cause he got no. Homie stay trippin' cause I got no funds. Homie got a pump cause he got no. Homie stay trippin' cause I got no funds. Homie got a bump with ain't not fun. Boy, I got a bump with ain't not fun. Boy, I got a bump with ain't not fun. Boy, I got a bump with ain't not fun. Boy, can I drop your bag, sass? I've been here from the start. A little snapback, homie, with a plug in his heart. To these Billy Strum cards and now they rip me apart. Now they run around in circles like them kids in the park. Now I'm afraid of the dark. There ain't no monster inside. I pray to Jesus Christ, homie, they just keep me alive. Why you keep it 53? Cause I've been wrestling with pride. I try to keep it like I'm Texas, got the South on my side. Girl, you know I'm a saint, so why you giving me hell? My uncle back up on the block and now they begging for bail. He always calling me for paper cause he know I'm the trail. Now I'm eating my McDonald's, I was fresh out of jail. Now I made it out of chunk, at least I know I'm up. Boy, thump, like my neighbors jumping up a pump. Boy, I bought in that Billy Strong, he ain't know, he ain't thunk. He just grabbed the pump and made it go down. Got a pump cause he got no. Homie stay trippin' cause I got no funds. Homie got a pump cause he got no. Homie stay trippin' cause I got no funds. Homie got a bump with ain't not fun. Boy, I got a bump with ain't not fun. Boy, I got a bump with ain't not fun. Boy, I got a bump with ain't not fun.
I'm an airport baby, I'm too fly to count. Counting the cash, yeah, it's too high to count. I'm pretending with a fake, yeah, they too fake to doubt. Acting like they are what they not for their clout. They just suckin' my blood, they can love what you count. Flowing like water, three with the smiles, all the ops gonna plow. They all in the sewers, the south in the clouds.
Watching jeans ripping at the seams, holding on some dead foes. Schizophrenic with the backpack, listen to the money, nigga praying every day. Glad to say I was broke, tell him battle. Now I got my bands up, 1000 on the bill just to keep the pants up. Only on a real note, I couldn't fake what I've been doing. All my real ones know this nigga riding for his 53, I'm throwing up, they see the chain, I keep it tucked. Say she feeling little nigga, try love. Say she love me for my smile, so I'm looking meanest. Seen the days squawking, so I'm keeping feathers plucked.
Boy, I got a bump with ain't not fun. Boy, I got a bump fun. Boy, I got a bump with ain't not fun. Boy, I got a bump fun.
Ay, wake up, shot calling. Pay what I bought it. New crib, psychotic. I'm so iconic. Fly down to see the islands. She ain't even bring a wallet. They don't get it, but I got it. I'm so iconic. Yeah, straight out the Linux, that phone for hours. I'm straight out the minutes. They calling up Dion, straight out the business. We take out the Sims and then take out percentage. Period, break out the minutes from capital and then we straight out the sentence. They pay out, I'm finished. Then grade out the lake house, the bay, watch the women. Go meet your maker. Lord, please don't save them. Minor bumps as I've been paving the road. I go to sleep, go major. Silver too, but I've been playing for gold. That metal keep close range. I cleaned up, still dangerous. Can't change West Philly raised. Wake up, shot calling. Pay what I bought it. New crib, psychotic. I'm so iconic. Fly down to see the islands. She ain't even bring a wallet. They don't get it, but I got it. I'm so iconic. Got your stacks up, but you ain't got no rings, yeah. Got my stats up, I'm living out my dreams, yeah. Stretch this condo, I can fit a limousine, yeah. Ain't that ironic? I'm so iconic. This be my tunnel music. Like cut that confetti, I'm running through it. Like play that whole lane, I'm running through it. And if they run at me, let my youngins do it. I just married, I'm honeymooning. I got hot on my own and ain't nothing coolin'. I don't punch in no clock, I sun and moonin'. I'm shot, bullet, proven, let it go. Wake up, shot calling. Pay what I bought it. New crib, psychotic. I'm so iconic. Fly down to see the islands. She ain't even bring a wallet. They don't get it, but I got it. I'm so iconic. Got your stacks up, but you ain't got no rings, yeah. Got my stats up, I'm living out my dreams, yeah. Stretch this condo, I can fit a
that ironic? I'm so iconic.
Holmes gonna throw it here. If you're seeing this, I feel like the reason why I don't like the pussy is I feel like I want to be able to enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like, damn, like, is this really like $70 worth of pussy, you know? Like, my biggest fear is to pay $70 for pussy, and it was only like $40 pussy, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, damn, what's with the $30 upcharge, you know what I'm saying? I feel like, trust the next.
Go.
Don't ride in the back, jump in the front. By the end of the night, she gon' love me. She don't even know me, she wanna hug me. It's a vision, baby, I'm moving cozy. Most solid in the game, can't stop me. How you do it, so fluid, it's true to it. If you want something, gotta commit to it. This is something that you do and sit to it. Let me show you how to do it, take you right to it. Made a whales in it, got a twist to it. This ain't Big Sean, but I'm making good music. How you keep rhyming, man, I'm used to it. You should be too, I like it see-through. And if we dancing on the floor, I'ma need you. And if we dancing on the floor, I'ma need you. I know that she be dancing. I know that she should take chances. I know that she's in this bed. I know that she can get this all night. All night. All night. I know that she be dancing. I know that she should take chances. I know that she's in this bed. I
Get the biggest mistake you ever had. Get the best mistake you ever had. Get the best mistake you ever had. Get the biggest mistake. All right, man. Watch this, guys. What? Took me off to come up and take this, guys. At the watch again.
No, you can't. You're not hurt yourself. No, you can't. You're not hurt yourself.
Excuse me, bro. What are you? Will Smith, the theory again. Yo, this is how you make. Breaks for second. Zahir was thrown. That's unbelievable. Hit him and then the dude breaks for second. It takes a long time to build. This hosting on that in aisle. This hosting shit. Back-to-back games is insane. I fucking hate playing against Derrick Henry. Of course, Jalen Ramsey don't give a damn because he knows damn well that should have been an interception. His sassy ass don't want to play well for me. I see how it is. My opponent gets a touchdown, so I'm already down by 7 points. And that's the first time I've seen somebody get tackled by aura. That motherfucker guy, Michael Jordan or LeBron James aura. Kobe Bryant aura. Like, what the hell was that? He ended up getting a touchdown, but then he hands the ball off to Derrick Henry. Look at what the hell this man is doing to my team, bruh. Just straight running over everybody in this bitch. And I'm throwing that bitch deep to Jonnu Smith. I don't give a fuck about number 32. There's no point in saying his name. He just got head-topped by a tight end. And then I run this little fullback dive for the touchdown. The game is now 14-14, and I got the ball first in the second half. Jonnu Smith with another crazy catch on the sideline. That puts me in the perfect position to throw a touchdown on this play. And I lied like shit. I don't know what the hell I was looking at, but I don't give a damn about none of that. I gotta clamp up on defense, and I lied like shit again. He's gonna take that bitch all the way for a touchdown. I definitely need some points on this drive, but look at my dumbass offensive line. The left tackle didn't do shit on that play. He hands the ball off to Derrick Henry again, and look at this dumbass shit. He fumbles the ball, and Bateman is going to pick it up for another score. I was mad as fuck because Electronic Arts don't want to give me shit. And so what if I threw an interception to end the game? Let me get the fuck off his feet. Listen.
All right, just give me like 10 minutes because I'll be done.
No. Philadelphia, Minnesota.
Lamborghini is nice.
Yeah. What y'all doing this one?
Yeah, the Lamborghini for a day or two. And he got access to that. And he knows better than talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television. Yeah, Lamborghini is nice.
And I think I'm gonna be the Jets, man. I think I'm gonna keep up.
Don't mind if I do. Don't mind if
Hey, you really don't care?
Yeah.
This show you something.
If someone touched my $15,000 jacket the way they touched that title, do something about it. Sorry, did you say $15,000 jacket? Yeah. You spent $15,000 to look at the Christmas tree? To be able to receive this amazing
I'm flying, yeah, I'm free now. See now. Society's time me release now. Crazy. I'm finna go
You ever go to a Diddy party?
Yes.
What was it like?
Yeah, better hide your baby, y'all. I'm just playing. I like when you like this, Daddy. Take that, take that, take that.
You ever go to a Diddy party?
Coffee or
We're doing a great job. We're doing a great job.
Yes.
Went through. J. Cole said his memes and mills, but I'm the king and adjusted all. Really wanna wipe me down.
Hey, what's going on? How are you? All right. Good to see you. How you doing? I'm doing pretty good. What do you got here? Check these out. You know the first Sleeping Beauty? I think they're original drawings.
Sleeping Beauty. You took some poison or something like that and went to sleep. And then Prince woke her up. Do you remember the movie, Chum?
I heard of it. Usually there's some poison in the apple and Prince trying to make themselves involved.
Ready to couture came by the shop to see Rick today, but hoping to get some cash for these Disney drawings. And I've got a foundation for wounded vets. The money will go directly to my foundation. And for a charity, I'll put somebody to sleep, whether they're a beauty or not.
These are amazing. But why in the world do you have them? I mean, you just don't seem like the guy who collects Disney art.
I literally found these in my garage, and I'm not sure if an old girlfriend or an ex-wife left them, but I think they're worth money. And I've got a great foundation. The money will go to a good cause. So if you can help me out, tell me what they're worth. I'd love to sell them.
Okay, these are production drawings. By 1959, Walt Disney had this down to a science. He would do these drawings, and they would transfer these to the cells and use a multi-plane camera. This camera had multiple cells that were stacked up. You'd be changing the pictures constantly on the top one. But the bottom ones you'd make really large. You slowly move them a little bit for each frame. That's why a Disney film looks so great, because you're looking at 7 layers of film.
Pretty labor intensive, huh?
Yeah, I mean, there was millions of drawings involved in a Disney film back then. 24 frames a second, and you're looking at an hour-and-a-half long movies. It was a production nightmare because you'd be 20 guys working on one scene. You'd have to make sure everything melded together right. It sort of boggles the mind that you can draw something this nice and draw hundreds of them every day. Yeah, these pop up in Disney movies every once in a while, but in the 1950s, no one thought these things were worth money. These, they would just toss right in the trash. But every once in a while, this stuff comes up, and they're worth really good money. I mean, they're all certified and everything. They're original Sleeping Beauty, Walt Disney 1959. I think they retail around $1,000 a piece.
That much?
Yeah, it's animation. A lot of times you just see the back of their head or something like that. These are like really good portraits of Sleeping Beauty. So I'll give you $4,000. I'll write a check to your charity right now. We'll see what happens.
Awesome.
Deal.
Whoa. I'm not done negotiating here. It's not quite a deal.
Really?
Yeah. It's a charity, right? You want to add another $500 to it? Sure. Just drop your belt out there for a week and then you wear it. That's all my final.
You want to wear my belt for the week.
I want to feel what it's like to be a champion.
You haven't cleaned it though.
I'll receive myself. As long as you're covering the $500.
You just spent $500 of my money so you could wear a belt.
It's for charity.
All right, it's a deal, man. Go right up over there, give him a check.
Don't talk to the champ like that.
I had no idea that would be worth that much money. $4,500 going straight to charity to help wounded soldiers doesn't get much better than that.
Who thought this? You've had that forever. It's been here for like years.
Hey, how's it going?
What do we got?
Got an 1866 Milton Bradley Checker Game of Life First Edition.
All right, and what's this?
These are some original parts to it. The spinning cards.
This has evolved into a game spin everyone's playing.
Disgrace. Jail.
What is that office? Is that like your office upstairs?
I'm here to sell my 1866 Milton Bradley Checker Game of Life. My grandfather gave the game to my mom. When I turned 16, the game was given to me, so it's been in the family for quite a while. To be honest with you, I have no idea what the game's worth, but the lowest I'd probably take is $400.
This is pretty cool. Milton Bradley, he had some pretty amazing lithography equipment. He got in 1860, thought he'd make a fortune selling portraits of Lincoln after he got elected, but the picture he had was without a beard. Right after he got elected, he grew the beard, and then everyone wanted the portrait with the beard. They wouldn't want to deal with it. So he had to come up with a quick way to make some money with his lithography machine. It was a really simple board game, and he did really, really well with it. And the reason why it's checkered like that is you can also play checkers on it.
Yeah.
It's a really weird game. The reason why they had this right here, dice were considered gambling instruments, and if you're a religious person, you didn't gamble, you didn't have dice in your house, stuff like that. So what you would do is you would take a pencil and put it right through the center of this, and spin it and land on that. Same thing as the dice, but different. People were that uptight about gambling. You know, it was a different time. You know, there was actually a few morals back then. And the whole idea with the game was you land on something that is morally good and correct and good for your family and everything. You'll move forward. If you do bad things, you'll move backwards, like idleness. So happy old age of 50. If you got to 50 back in 1866, you were doing well.
Yeah. I was old in those days.
So how much you want for it?
I'm asking $550. It's first edition.
All right. I have no idea if that's the right price or not. Mind if I have everybody look at it?
Oh, that'd be great.
I've heard of the Game of Life, just I have no idea what it's worth.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Because my life is worth more than his. I'll be right back.
All right.
I'm going to give my buddy Steve a call. He's right across the street. Take a look around. We'll be right back. Sounds good. I have a guy here in the shop who wants to sell his 1866 edition of Milton Bradley's The Game of Life. This is a cool piece of Americana that I would love to have in the shop, but the seller wants $550. So I called in my toy game expert, Steve, to make sure that price won't have me losing at the Game of Life.
What you got?
The Game of Life.
The Game of Life, that's an interesting game. What I love about this is like this was that start to Milton Bradley. Because his printing ambitions didn't quite take off, he kind of had to come up with something, and that's where he came up with the board game. Can I take a look at it? Absolutely. Help yourself. It looks like it's split in here. I don't know. No, is this all the extra pieces that you have? Yeah.
Well, is that all the pieces that was with it?
No, there's additional parts that are missing. One of the big pieces would actually be the instructions, and unfortunately that's not here. And then you would have had another spinner card like this, and then 8 wooden game chips. So this, to me, is actually the second edition, and there's 2 indications for that. One, obviously the date of 1866, which is on the top there. 1860 would have been the actual first edition of this game. And then the government contract square. That was actually changed from what was called speculation. That was considered gambling, so when they changed to this game board, they swapped that.
Okay, so what's it worth?
It's fair condition. One thing that's also really nice, yeah, let's just for a collector, I think that's the most important aspect of it. I think in this condition, you could probably expect to get $700 for this.
Thanks, man.
Yes, no problem.
Appreciate it.
Thanks. Thank you very much.
Good luck. So how much you really want?
I think $550 would be more than fair. If there's some room there for you, you can make a little bit.
I'll make nothing. I'll give you $350. It's a really, really limited market.
I think I would have to probably get $450 for it at least.
I'll give you $400.
You meet me in the middle at $425.
At $400. I'll give you $400 if you want it. Anything else don't make sense.
Yeah, I think we can do that.
All right, cool, man.
Thank you.
You can right over there with the use thing.
Got it.
A game of life, winning, play, music. Eureka! There's gold in that there sloosh. Is it sloosh or sloosh? Sloosh, sloosh. Tomato, tomato.
Why do you guys always have to dirty the window? We're doing your dance now.
Piece of folk art.
Keep your nose off the window.
Kind
Keep
of goes with the
there.
other West items that I have. I want 1,500, so I'm hoping I can pan right for a good deal.
Really cool, I dig it. Where did you get this?
I buy high-end storage units as a side business. I got this in a unit out in Palm Springs.
Sort of makes sense for Palm Springs. You know this is a dry sloosh, right?
Dry sluice made to mine where there's no water, using air bellows instead of water.
Exactly. You would shovel dirt onto this, and you just start cranking this, and the dust would fly out. And since gold's really heavy, that would all stay behind. It was back-breaking, insane work. I couldn't do it. Usually they use a wet sloosh. You have water, it's way more efficient. But there was always that problem when you're out in the middle of the desert, because there's no water.
Where do you get the water?
Yeah, I mean, you can use it in the sluice, or you can drink it and not die, you know? You've heard of Jason and the Golden Fleece?
Yeah.
That's basically how they started mining for gold like thousands of years ago. They would take a sheep's fleece, they would lay it in a stream, and then start dumping the dirt on it, and the gold would trickle down to the bottom, and the hairs would
Keep your nose off the window.
the top. And then they would take the fleece, they would dry it out, and put it in an oven for a
I'm
few
tired
days.
of
The
fixing
entire
it
fleece
over
would
and
go
over and
away.
over again.
You would have ash and gold at the bottom of it. That was like the first sluice, and they sort of went from there. Most of them aren't improvised like this. You probably got this part out of the washing machine or something like that, got the
Yeah,
gearing.
let's sleep.
Yeah, it's made of different
Try to hurry up.
ladders, shingles,
If you're a prospector and you're in the middle of nowhere, you use what you got.
whatever you have.
Actually, as far as things like this go, this is an amazing shape. How much you want for it?
Asking around 1,500. I've seen comparable models go that range.
Okay, all right. Most likely you've seen them ask that much for
Ask that.
Okay, people always say, "Oh, well, look on the internet, and they're asking." I'm on the other asking. They're not kidding. They're difficult to sell. It's tough. They sit for a long time. Plain and simple.
Yeah, I get you.
If I sell this, I'll probably get $500-600 out of it.
Really?
Really. So I'll give you $300 for it.
Can you do around 9?
No. It's time and money. The longer it sits, the less I'm going to pay.
Are you sure there's any gold in that?
No, if there was full of gold down there, well, yeah, no problem, dude. I'll give you your money. So I'll tell you what, I'll give you $350. That's the best I can do on it. You know, 20 years ago when the whole Southwest thing was in style, they would have sold like a champ. It's not in style right now. It's going to be tough to sell.
I think I'll keep it at that price.
If you change your mind, come back and see me.
I will. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
In a previous life, I was a 20 man.
I'm not happy with the deal. I'm going to take the solution and go.
How's it going?
Good, how are you doing?
Oh, pretty good. What do we have here?
We have the handwritten prison memoir, the only surviving member of the Bounty Hunter gang.
Blanche Barrow?
Blanche Barrow. She was married to Buck Barrow, who was Clyde's brother.
So this is her?
Yeah, that's her. After she was released from prison.
I guess she had plenty of time to write, right?
Came to the pawn shop today because I thought this was the kind of gangland material that they would really appreciate. This was the only written account of an original member of the Bonnie and Clyde gang. I'm asking $5,500 for the prison manuscript, but I'd probably go as low as $3,000. But maybe I'll sell the manuscript. I'd probably spend the money on amusement park memorabilia.
Okay, it's pretty interesting. I give you that. Okay, yeah, so Blanche hooked up with Clyde Barrow's brother. Well, did they ever actually get married? Weren't they only together for like a month?
They actually were married.
Okay, yeah, so there was that really super famous shootout where everyone died except for her. He dies and she goes to prison.
That's right. She was very much part of the famous crime spree. She even lost her eye.
So this is her memoir from prison?
Right. Blanche was arrested and taken to the Missouri State Penitentiary. For 3 years, she hand-wrote out her memoirs, between 33 and 36.
Okay. This whole text here, the same as the book?
Blanche was illiterate, more or less, so they had to sort of fix the grammar, but yes, it was reprinted in the book, along with a bunch of supporting documentation and photos. Bonnie and Clyde, obviously, were sort of the biggest story of Depression-era America. I mean, this is, romantic gangland stuff. No one was bigger.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was because of criminals like that the FBI became what it was. If you're in one state, you committed a bank robbery, and you go to another state, no one's really looking for you in that other state. It didn't have the FBI after you.
Which is why they went from place to place, and went over multiple states. And they would hit bank after bank.
And how did you get a hold?
Got it in a estate sale in Texas. So the lady who was her best friend had it at her house. Got it.
All right. And do you have any paperwork saying this is all her, or?
Well, the University of Oklahoma put out the book, and they reprinted some of the pages from the original manuscript, which are here in this collection.
I mean, it's pretty interesting.
Just the only one that lived to tell her story.
So, how much you want for it?
I'm asking $5,500.
Can I have someone look at it? Maybe get an idea?
Sure.
Let's make sure he thinks it's legit.
Yeah.
Let me get his opinion on what it's worth. All right, I'm gonna go make a phone call. You want to read this entire thing to make sure it's real?
You know I'm illiterate.
I think it's great that an expert will be called in to authenticate this because I'm 100% confident it is what I say.
Hello.
Well, hello.
What do we have here?
Pair of vintage Sahara door handles. I'm here today to sell my vintage Sahara door handles. I collect vintage signs, anything with typography. So when I saw those door handles, I fell in love with them immediately. I'm asking $1,000 and see if I get them.
God, they look so 60s, don't they?
They do.
Where'd you get them?
I got them from a guy that got them from a liquidation store.
Okay, the Sahara was pretty deep. I think it was right around 1952-ish, and it was posh. It had the cool, the best of the entertainment. It was Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra. Yeah. In the early 50s, there was only like a couple of casinos that were nice. The Desert Inn, there was the Tropicana. But it was sort of weird from the get-go because this was at the extreme north end of the Strip. Okay? But as the Strip grew, it sort of grew towards the south end. And eventually, they tore down casinos. It got to the point where the Sahara just sat at the end with vacant lots all around. So no one would walk down there. It was just too far. It was like in the middle of nowhere, and I think that was sort of what made it into closing down.
Okay.
It's definitely vintage Vegas. How much you want for it?
I'm looking at $1,000.
I'm not gonna.
No?
There were some cooler casinos, like the Flamingo, the first one on the Strip, or the El Rancho Vegas that was only open for a few years and had a very mysterious fire. But I'll give you $200 for it.
300.
My big fear is they're going to sit around for the next 5 years. People go, well, what are those? Well, those are door handles from the Sahara Hotel. And they go, oh, that's cool, and walk away.
Okay, how about 250?
I'll give you $200.
225.
There, you got a deal.
All right.
Sweet.
Thank you.
All right, I'll meet you right over there. We'll do some paperwork.
All right. I'm taking the 225 because I only bought them for $50. So they're really good.
I came to the shop with Blanche Sparrow's handwritten manuscript. She was actually in Bonnie and Clyde's gang in the 1930s during their huge crime spree. Now, before I can make an offer on this thing, I need to know if she actually wrote it and what it's worth. So I've called in my handwriting expert to help me out. This is what I called you about, the Blanche Sparrow manuscript.
Kind of got excited here about this thing.
Well, Bonnie and Clyde obviously didn't write anything down.
Right.
How could they, Rick? They died. Before they died, they weren't keeping a diary or anything. Okay. So, what do you think?
I'd like to take a look and first of all just see what we're looking at. Sorry, take the pages out here. Sure. Oh. And I just want to see what kind of writing instrument she's using. And that's pretty much what I suspected on this first page. Just, font. Her writing was pretty distinct at times. The thing that I have to do is start to match it up here with her style. And I do have one example. This is a back of a photograph that she had inscribed. We could take a look and see how she starts her T's off right here. So again, we kind of see that same style. There's no doubt in my mind that the same person did that.
All right, so what do you think it's worth?
Well, they make movies about this stuff still, or TV shows. I mean, people still want to know about Bonnie and Clyde. But I think you have to ask yourself, who are you going to sell it to if you buy it? Is it a niche type of item?
Yeah, I imagine it's a real niche type of item.
I think with that said, something like this, I could easily see going for, the $3,000 range. I don't know if you can get much higher, Rick.
All right, thanks, man. I've got an idea now.
Yep. Sean, good to see you. Yeah. Good luck. Yeah, thanks. The manuscript's pretty interesting. It basically chronicles her time with the gang, running around with them, the shootouts, and what she did with them. Is it Bonnie and Clyde themselves writing it? No, it's about as close as you can get.
I mean, what would be your best price?
It really needs to be at least $3,500.
I was thinking more like $2,200. I mean, I just think it's going to be difficult to sell. Okay, this is not Bonnie and Clyde stuff. This is Clyde's sister-in-law. I mean, she was sort of a member of the gang, but it was only for a month. It's going to be a tough sell. I mean, I admit I'll sell it. I'll make profit, but I'm not going to get rich. It's going to be a while, probably.
I'd go $3,000, but honestly, that's my rough bottom.
I go $2,400. That is, I mean, I am going a lot at that price. It could sit for years. In my head, it's a mathematical risk, and that's what I'm thinking, like $2,400.
I said I think it's a bridge too far.
Well, if you change your mind, come see me.
Appreciate your time.
All right.
Thanks.
Can't believe we let that go.
What's up with you lately?
Something's up with you. Nothing's up. I'm the happiest man in the world, besides when I'm at work with you. And him. What's the difference behind this question about the belt? Excuse me. You refer to me as the champ. I had to go through Randy Couture to get this belt.
There's no way you beat Randy Couture for that belt.
No. What happened was, Randy Couture came to the shop, and he said, Champ recognized Champ. I want you to hold on to my belt for a little while, son. No, he never said that. Okay, he gave Randy Couture $500 of my money so he could carry the belt. I agreed to it because the money went to charity. Look, you got a problem with this, Rick? You want to settle this once and for all? Meet me out back at the Pentagon. The Pentagon? You fight in the Pentagon. I'm going to work early today. Tomorrow is not going to be like this. Can't. You gotta be spooning now when I call myself the sheriff. Hey Rick, check this out. Okay, give me the story.
I was back east of the antique shop and I thought it looked cool.
No, that's I just don't think it fits you.
It's not quite my size. I came here to sell the battle armor. Bought the armor because I just thought it looked cool, something nice to hang on the mantle of the house. If I'm able to sell the armor today, I just bought a house, so hopefully rebuild the kitchen.
Everyone looks cool. Do you know anything about it?
I think it's from England, but I'm not too sure.
Crown looks English. It looks real similar to like when they changed the guards at Buckingham Palace. And I'm imagining it's sometime in the 20th century because this is like leather right here, and this would have brought it out by now. It was really old. It's like a dragon scales right here. It's pretty awesome. No, they're not dragon scales. They're metal. So, like, who would wear this thing though? The guy who would wear this was probably in the military. With that hat, I'm imagining an officer. Basically, guys back in the day really needed armor and battle. And then they came up with guns, and that stuff really didn't do any good anymore. By the time the 17th century rolled around, guns were getting more and more powerful, and the armor had to be so thick to protect you from gunfire that it was really heavy, and it just became impractical. So it became really ceremonial, especially when it came to like the royal stuff. It's just all the pomp and circumstance of Europe. They have this giant procession every day where they change the guards. They have these crazy helmets.
The helmet's not crazy.
You're not going to wear that helmet when you go to war.
It's like a looks pretty comfortable to me. Mind if I try it on here?
Go for it, Joe.
Let me see if you can wear this thing more, Rick. Let's got a little chin. Hold on, Rick. I gotta take a selfie of this.
I think you look fantastic.
I'll send it to you. You can post it on the shop's webpage.
Please put it back. All right. So what do you want for it?
12 grand.
Where the hell did you come up with that number?
I mean, it's a nice round number. It's
okay. All right. So you have no idea what it's worth, and neither do I. I haven't even called for it. You'll know a lot more than I do, and we'll go from there. I'll be right back.
I'm really excited the expert's coming in today so we can get a fair evaluation. Hopefully sell it out.
Got Rick's glasses. Yeah, what's up? I know everything. Hey, what's going on, dude? What do you got here?
I got a guitar for you, man.
Wow. What is this?
It's a 1957 custom Gibson Les Paul, made for the 2006 U.S. Open.
That's what he was made for a tennis lover, that's for sure.
Yeah.
We got some famous tennis players here, like Andre Agassi and Billie Jean King. It's pretty iconic. Where did you get it?
It was actually a gift from a friend of mine. They knew I was a huge guitar fan, but they didn't know I wasn't too keen on tennis.
I took you for a tennis player too, man.
Oh, really? No.
You got the Agassi.
Agassi look. I've got a 1957 custom Gibson Les Paul made for the 2006 U.S. Open. I'm a musician in town, and I'm really looking to sell it just because I'm always looking for guitars I can play on stage, and I can't stand the sight of this one, so it's got to go.
I think this is pretty cool.
The guitar itself is really nice.
Gibson is one of the most collectible guitars, and Les Paul is like their best model. Gibson is known for doing commemorative guitars. I know they made like NASCAR ones. They made like alcohol ones.
I've seen a Monster one made as well too.
Yeah, I think this one's a little unique in the fact that it's like the best of both worlds colliding. Right. You know, Les Paul, Gibson, and the U.S. Open. The U.S. Open has been around since the 1800s, and it's right up there with Wimbledon. It's watched globally. A Gibson Les Paul is one of the most played, most recognized, and most collected guitars out there. People pay top dollar. And the U.S. Open is one of the biggest events in tennis. I mean, put the two together, game, set, match, baby. This thing is a winner. When it all works, it's tuned up.
Oh, yeah, everything's tuned up.
All right, sounds good. Looks like it's working. How much are you looking to get?
I'm asking for $5,000.
So it's got a lot going for it. It's got the collectability of the U.S. Open. I do think it's probably worth money, so $2,300.
It's a little low. The asking price for the guitar alone is $35,000 without the commemorative piece. What do you think about $4,000? It's dropping $1,000 from what I'm asking.
Yeah, I just don't know if I can get up to $4,000. I can get up to $3,100.
30. If you do 35, like you said, I think it kind of hits to both worlds with guitar lovers and tennis lovers.
I can do 3,400.
34, I can't budge from 35. That's what the guitar goes for.
I'm trying to do this all day. 35 is
right.
Get it over at the counter and we'll write it up.
Okay. I was hoping for a little bit more money, but $3,500 is really good. I'm actually going to put the money towards recording an album that I've been working on.
guy brought in some armor. I don't know a lot about it, but depending on who used it and where it's from, it could be worth a lot of money. So I'm calling in some reinforcements. Alex, my arm's got it. All right, well, check this out. I think it's English.
It looks beautiful, and you're right, it is English. This is what's known as a Household Cavalry Mounted Regiment Officer's cuirass, which is the chest plate and the back plate, and helmet. Antique armor from the British Empire is always highly collected. These guys, they're called the Queen's Lifeguard. Their only job is to guard the royal residences and the Queen of England. If you've ever been to Buckingham Palace, you see them during the change of the guard. So I can tell this helmet is post-1952 based on the shape of this crown at the top. Collectors would refer to that as a queen's crown because it sort of dips in. If it were a king's crown, it would come up to a point. Elizabeth came to the crown in 1953. The female monarch that preceded Elizabeth II was Victoria, and this is way too modern to be of that era.
Is it all original?
So here are my concerns with it. These have been replicated in Asia for decades because they have such a tourist appeal. I'd like to take the helmet off. Is that all right? I mean,
I've already checked the helmet out. It fits good.
It does. The helmet looks really good. This sort of suede liner is something that the replicators very rarely do. So this helmet absolutely looks legitimate. And then the chest plate and back plate. So this is a leather lining. It's the correct color. And that looks like a serial number for the trooper. Very faintly, it says Lieutenant, which is good because officer stuff is very rare. So yeah, I think this is absolutely authentic, very collectible, and iconic.
Okay. And we explained to Chum that it's not dragon scales.
Well, it's designed like dragon scales.
Another crippling blow to the ego of Rick. I mean, it's obviously not dragon scales, Rick. Dragons don't exist, you do know that, right?
What's it worth?
It's worth, I would say, about $7,500.
Very cool. Well, thanks, man.
You're welcome. Chum.
See you later.
Dragon scales.
Yeah.
So what's your best price on it?
I mean, he said 7,500. I understand you gotta pay your bills. Can you do 65?
No, because that would pay the bills. I'll give you $4,000.
$4,000's a little low. 62.
I'll tell you what. I'll just cut to the chase. I'll give you $4,500. The problem is, if I put it in an auction, there's a ton of expenses involved.
Oh, the 6?
No.
Can you do 55?
No. $4,500. We have a deal?
You got a deal.
Sweet.
You made the comment. This thing is really cool, Rick. I'm glad you bought it.
I'm really happy I was able to come in here and make a deal. I knew Rick had to buy the armor because Chum looked really good in the helmet.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good. You got an old pharmacy scale. Obviously from Scotland, and it weighs in stones.
Yeah, it's from 1920s, and got from clients.
Got from some clients. You sound like a drug dealer.
No, I own a Vegas concierge service, so they gave it to me on the tip.
In other words, some people were about to throw it out, and they gave it to you.
I got a 1920 Glasgow pennyweight scale. Weigh yourself in stones, which is different technology today. If I make a sale, I put it back into the business so I can take care of clients.
It's really, really neat. I like the quality they made things back then.
Right.
1920, people didn't have scales in the house. Those were expensive. It was a nice little money maker on the side for like a pharmacy or a grocery store. You know, you put a penny in the top, it tells you your weight. But it was all originally based on counterbalances that were stones. Back in the day, stone in England was 14 pounds. A stone in Scotland was 16 pounds. So you can see why they really had to get it down to one basic system. Does it work?
It works to a certain extent.
It takes an English penny, which is the weight would put right around the corner, and it says, hey, not that heavy.
It needs calibration.
Yeah, whatever.
Right on there.
How much you want for it?
1,800.
Pennies?
No, dollars.
No. No, it does look really nice, but you still need to do some body work. Okay, these are dents right here. You're gonna have to spend $400 or $500 to get it restored. I give you $500 for it.
Can't do it. This is a rare commodity.
Rare does not mean it's worth money. So, will you take $500?
got offered more than that.
How much were you offered?
We got offered $1,000.
If someone's willing to give you $1,000 the way this thing sits, I suggest you take it.
Okay.
Have a good one.
Thank you. I'm not accepting Rick's offer because I got offered a lot. I'll take this penny scale back to the office and weigh my offer.
Yesterday I bought a sweet Gibson Les Paul commemorative guitar from the 2006 US Open. I'm pretty sure at $3,500 it was a steal. But before I go bragging to Rick about my deal, I called Jesse to tell me what a good buy it was. Tell me what you think.
It's kind of weird to honestly say that. Where did you come up with this thing?
Hey, you know, everything walks through that door.
I mean, it's a cool guitar. It's a custom shop, Gibson. That's the creme de la creme for that company. But it kind of looks like they've added the sticker or something over the tops.
Alright, well, give me the good news, because I bought this without calling you.
How much did you get into this for?
$3,500.
Dude, Rick is going to murder you.
What do you mean? I thought it was going to be like a collection that was classes.
This honestly makes it harder to sell.
Well, do me a favor and don't mention Mr. Rick when you see him.
Hey, Jesse, what's up? Hey, guys. Good.
We were just about to go to lunch. We'll see you later.
What the hell is this?
2006 US Open Gibson Les Paul.
Pretty cool, huh?
It's ugly. Oh, this is yours?
No, this is yours.
Where did we buy this?
I bought it yesterday.
Okay. How much did you pay for this?
You want me to put this up with the rest of the guitars?
How much did you pay for this?
Don't worry about it. I'll take care of it.
Don't make me go look at the computer and find out what you paid for.
$3,500. I got it for a smoking deal.
Have you ever seen someone playing a guitar with old tennis players on it?
Well, it's a one of a kind, so I'm gonna have to say no. But I've seen some pretty weird guitars in my day. I know you can vouch for that.
Yeah, there's some pretty weird ones out there.
How much do you think I could sell this for?
I would say it's probably worth right around $3,000.
No one's going to buy this.
Someone's going to buy it. Let me try to sell it because I got a good idea.
No,
give me a week.
No, you're on my list, all right?
Give me a week. I'm not going to be on your list.
Call somebody. Thanks. No.
This is bad news.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
How you doing?
Very good.
What do we got?
I have a couple of very unique items here that I think you might be interested in. You may remember the comedy team of Bud Evans and Lou Costello.
I've heard of them, but I don't exactly remember them.
Well, okay. Well, they've made a lot of films. They were very famous in their day. This is a real autograph with Bud Evans and Lou Costello. And this is a little script for Evans and Costello Go to Bars. So the legend is that Bud and Lou never met with their scripts.
But how do you know this is his personal script?
Because it has his name in box stock.
Seems a little much for a guy who isn't even.
Today, here at the pawn shop to sell my autograph of Bud Evans and Lou Costello and my script of Evans and Costello Go to Bars, and it's in mint condition. These are items that have legend.
This is interesting. These guys churned out all kinds of movies.
Right. And Lou Costello would not sign an autograph if Bud Evans' name was there.
Oh, I believe it. I've heard all the rumors that they would get off stage or they would leave the set, and it was basically like, do not speak to me at all. They absolutely hated each other. But they had a talent, obviously. They played off each other. They knew what they were saying. So,
and in comedy, you want it to be spontaneous.
Dude, the actual script itself, I mean, it's in great condition. You can tell they never really went through it. Hey, I got an idea. How about you meet Costello and I'll be out?
Hey, you guys look a little bit like that.
I gotta go.
I thought I told you to wait here.
You didn't tell me how long.
Until I tell you to move.
Well, aren't you coming? You haven't told me to move yet.
How could you believe me as stupid as you are?
It's not easy.
Yeah, I'm assuming you brought it in here because you want to sell it, right?
Yeah, I was looking for $3,500 for this and $2,000 for that.
$5,500 for the boat?
Yeah.
Okay, well, when it comes to autographs like this. I mean, it's going to be something that I gotta have the signature expert take a look at. The script, maybe he can shed some light on that for me too. Let me make a few phone calls and get Steve down here, and we'll go from there.
Okay, no problem. I did collecting myself. I sort of know what the prices are, so I have no fear of any expert coming in to validate anything like that.
Motivation on top of the world now, they try to underestimate. Get up, them fraudulent, you know you the truth. Get up, stop overthinking these can't fuck with you. Get up, standing on Venus and these Chanel shoes. Before I let them play with me, I go eat some jail food on gang. Stop a look with some shell talk. Slapping, rapping, make it bail. Two-tone Cartier match the nails.
A guy brought in a couple of items from the 1940s comedy duo, Abbott and Costello. Even though these guys were megastars back in the day, I'm not sure how valuable their signatures are today. So before I pay a bunch of money, I'm going to call in Steve to help me out. What's happening, folks? What we got? Bud Abbott and Lou Costello.
Great duo, awesome pair. I know one thing about the two of them, they both love their fans. Especially,
yes, that's true.
I think in the 40s and 50s, they'd be outside theaters or events. These guys signed a lot, so they were pretty accessible. I think it's nice, if they both check out on one piece together. So what are your guys' concerns?
Well, first and foremost, I mean, it's a small autograph. I need someone to tell me it's legit.
Can I take this autograph?
Sure. Okay.
First thing I do want to look at is just the ink on here and kind of see what period we're dealing with. This is, fountain pen, you could see it, and that's the period which they would sign in, I'm figuring sometime in the 40s or 50s, and we could see here lyrics. So that checks out. The next thing I do want to do is look at some examples of signatures, and I like to compare the B. This B is a little strange. He's bigger on the bottom, and we see that again here, and literally perfect from here to here. Lou Costello, I'm going to look at this nice OU, and I see that again right there and right there. No problem at all.
So it is real, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. Ink checks out from the period. Autographs are perfect, match really nice. And the great thing about this piece is that they're together, and they're both nice and clean signatures.
I don't know how collectible they are. What do you think it's worth?
Well, as you guys know, Abbott and Costello had a great career, started, late 30s or so, but Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis came along and kind of pushed it to the side. As time passes on, a lot of the movie stars and people from that generation just kind of fade away. So based on market value, $600.
I got a feeling that the script isn't worth $5,000.
The unfortunate part is, the collecting market starts to shrink as the years go by. So in another 20 or 30 years, you've got even more people who don't know who these guys are, and that's what happens.
I understand.
Well, I appreciate it. Good to see you now. Here.
All right.
Appreciate that.
Yep. Thanks. Yeah, good luck. Take care.
Yep. You're one 5,500. So if you want me to make you an offer, it's going to be $400 for the pair. I got a feeling that we're not going to make a deal.
Well, I'm going to pass. I came in, though, to see what would happen, because I know sometimes amazing things happen. But I'll hold on to it. I think they'll do this.
All right. Well, appreciate you coming in.
Thank you. And I look forward to you guys reading the script. The offer of $400 was just way too low, in my opinion. But Abbott and Costello will always be around because of the DVDs, and social media, and their classic movies. So I think it'll gain in value.
Have you guys seen my jar of tennis balls that I stacked out here earlier?
Can we just skip everything and just tell me why you got a headband and wristbands and a tennis racket?
I'm gonna go play some tennis, obviously.
I know you don't play tennis.
I mean, I played tennis in PE a couple times. They call me Chum Agassi.
All right, what is this excuse to get out of work?
Remember that old tennis guitar we got?
Yeah.
I'm going to join a country club, play some tennis, and scoot over some real tennis peeps who play guitar. I'm going to sell that guitar, and I'm going to make commission.
No, you're not.
You want to sell the guitar or not?
You can leave 15 minutes early as long as I get a picture of you playing tennis.
Are you serious?
Not going to pay if I don't get a picture of you playing tennis.
You've been served. Sorry. Catch you on the flip side.
What are you encouraging him for?
If I get a picture of him playing tennis, it's worth it.
What do we got?
It's something really neat to show you today.
It's a 17th century powder flask. If I understood it, it's for a dueling pistol.
This is really neat. We have the Fer-de-Lys. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. That is, if I would make it French. Fer-de-Lys.
Fer-de-Lys. I have a 17th century powder flask. It's ivory, and I think it's from France. My dad made black powder guns for a living, so he collected a lot of things around that world. I want to get $20,000 for the gunpowder flask.
Okay, that is definitely cool. Do you know much about it?
Well, it's a 17th century powder flask. You know, I always pictured this really famous guy that won a lot of duels, and that was his powder flask.
I think it's more jewelry than it is actually used for a gun.
Oh.
A really, really rich dude had this. Guys like that, they never used this. There was nothing to do if you were rich, okay? If you were poor, you woke up in the morning, you went to work, and then by the time you got home, you relaxed and did it again the next day. You worked like a dog all day long. Now, if you're super rich, it's not like you went and go, well, today I'm going to get my sports car, today I'm going to get my Harley, maybe we're going to like get on the jet ski. There was none of that. So back then, what they did was they got dressed up and went to fancy parties. This would hang on a guy's belt.
So this is more formal of a function.
Oh yeah, this was dressing up.
Oh.
This is ivory. That is bone in there. That was pretty common because what they used to do with ivory a lot is like the background and stuff like that. The couldn't see that well. They put bone in there because it was a lot cheaper than ivory. Whoever made this, he was good. You see how he inlaid this with gold, and this is one bluing technique where you get that color, a different bluing technique where you get that color, and a third one. Bluing was an art, and the color of the bluing was dependent upon the temperature of the metal, one's root, zinc, and everything else like that. Now, how old it is, that's debatable. Is there any markings on it anywhere?
Nothing that really gives it a date or a time stamp, but if you look at the guy on the front, he kind of addresses the 17th century, and my dad always said it was from that era, so.
You know, today you can go out and buy things with George Washington's picture on it. That doesn't give it a date.
What were they made of ivory today?
There was no problem getting ivory up to like 40 years ago, so how much do you get out of this?
$20,000 spare for something this age, this one made.
Let me just call someone up. Someone's going to know a lot more than I am. We're going to know about the value of it. I have a friend who will know it.
Yeah,
so hang out 15 minutes, and I'll be right back.
Sounds good. Really looking forward to the expert getting a look at this gunpowder flask. I think he's going to probably say it's worth a lot more than it is.
Hi, can I help it?
I have a 1652 copy of Elias Ashmole's Theatrum Chemicum Britannicum. In it is the secret to creating the Philosopher's Stone.
What is that? The Philosopher's Stone was basically the secret manuscript to create gold. So the secret's in this book?
The secrets are in this book.
And I don't know why I've never read this book before.
I have a 1652 copy of Elias Ashmole's Theatrum Chemicum Britannicum. I bought the book several years ago from an antiquarian book dealer. They say you can't turn lead into gold, but I'm hoping to take this book and turn it into cash.
I believe this is a book on alchemy. What is alchemy? Alchemy is the art of transmutating metals. They figured if they combined the right ingredients, mercury and some sulfur, lead, if you come up with a secret to that, you can live forever and make gold. Or you die. So there's a formula that will help me turn things into gold inside this book.
There's actually quite a few formulas.
Sweet. I know a little bit about this book. I know this was a combination of a bunch of older texts that were translated into English. Technically, this book was illegal. The practicing alchemy when it was printed was a capital crime because all the countries of Europe believed if you were actually able to come up with a formula for making gold, all the gold in their treasuries would be worthless. So there's also books on alchemy that the Catholic Church actually wrote down on a list. This is a heretical book. And I think the exact punishment for being caught doing alchemy at the time was to be hung from gilded gallows. There were scientists genuinely trying to create gold and thought they might have created something, and then there was a lot of charlatans who were going around selling, I got the secret manuscript. It's a very interesting history.
This diagram here contained the key to all the secrets that are in this book. Have you ever heard of the Ninth Gate?
Yes.
Johnny Depp. The folding diagram there is called the 12th Gate. The Ninth Gate is a fictional reinterpretation of the 12th Gate, which that is an actual illustration. There's a lot of interesting things that are going on.
I think it's really, really cool. How much do you want for it?
I want $23,000.
I need someone to look at it. I just don't know nearly enough about this book.
That's great.
Give me 5 minutes.
No problem. I'm really excited to have someone come take a good look at the book and help us understand what its value is.
I have a guy in the shop with a 1652 book on alchemy. This guy wants $23,000. So I'm calling in Rebecca so she can check it out. Here it is, The Philosopher's Stone.
Yes, all right. I know this book. This has sort of a fraught history. Up until about 1500, alchemical works, even though the printing press had been around for years, were not printed because the idea was there was only a small circle that kind of kept this among themselves. They didn't want the public to know. And it was very important influence on later scientists. Notably, Isaac Newton used this a lot. It was his most consulted alchemical text.
Okay. What kind of condition do you think it's in?
Let's see. Okay, because one of the things about this book is that it's really hard to find complete. It has the folding plate, which most copies don't have. That said, the thing that appears to be missing in here is a full-page engraved plate that's supposed to go here. In addition to that, looking at the condition here, this is a lot of repairs, and it's like full page. Like, it's really hard to tell here too, like if this entire piece here was missing.
So what do you think it's worth?
It's not a book that comes up that often. I've known a complete copy that's beautiful without all these repairs that's sold for over $30,000. But copies that are incomplete without that folding plate, $10,000 or less. So this one, with all the repairs and missing a plate, I would place more around $15,000.
You're great.
Turn this old dusty book into gold.
I tried. Thanks, Joe.
You're the best.
Seeing ya.
Even though this is not the ideal copy, this book is legitimately scarce. I don't think Rick would go with the Violence at a reasonable price.
I absolutely love this. I'll give you $9,000 for it.
I don't think I can do 9. How about 12?
No. I'll tell you what, I'll give you 10 grand for it. That's about as much as I can go. I think it's more than a fair price.
How about 10,500?
You know what? I'm feeling very generous with you. I'll give you 10,003.
I'll take it.
Sweet.
Great.
You want to write them up?
Sure, let me get this book right
No,
here.
don't touch this. Just write them up, please.
Go on. Maybe you can just tell me some of the secrets that I don't have to read.
I sure will.
I think I can actually make gold from this. I can help it.
I have this Annie Oakley coin.
Let's just put it up on this.
It's 1875 half dollar. Shot by Annie Oakley.
So you're saying this coin was shot by Annie Oakley?
That's it. Yeah. I mean, I wasn't there, but I have an 1875 half dollar shot by Annie Oakley. I bought it in Ohio from an antique store back there. I'm selling the coin because I don't want my kids getting it, pissing it away at a yard sale for 50 cents.
Really interesting. Annie Oakley was an incredible marksman. If she shot today, she could probably shoot in the Olympics. It wouldn't surprise me. Her father passed away young. Now she was helping her mom out, pay off the mortgage and everything else. And she was out shooting wild game and selling it to the grocery store when she was 15 years old. And then she joined Buffalo Bill's Wild West show, and she became incredibly famous. So how do you know it's shot by Annie Oakley?
That's the paperwork page.
I bought it
from the guy.
I, William Durham, swear I gave this coin and my Sharps rifle to Miss Mosley to shoot after she outshot Mr. Butler at the Shooter Hill Gun Club in Fairmont, Ohio. I was paid $15 in gold coin. January 1917. All right, so it's pretty neat. So how much do you want for this?
$8,000.
You have a few problems, sir. Okay. They would have never done this. In 1876, the average pay in the United States was around $3.50 a week. This is the equivalent of shooting up $100 bills. They just didn't do things like that back then. No, I wouldn't believe it back then. I don't believe it now. I appreciate you bringing it in, and it's really cool, but it's not for me. Okay. Well, thanks for coming in.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks for your time. I'm convinced it's real. Not that he doesn't know his stuff, but somebody will buy it.
A guy came to the shop with this beautiful powder flask, and he wants $20,000. I need someone to come in here and take a look at it, so I'm calling in my arms expert, Alex, and hopefully he can help me out. Here it is. It's old. Exactly how old? I don't know.
The detail is stunning. The fleur-de-lis puts it absolutely French, and also somehow related to the monarchy because of the crown. And that was not done lightly. This is somebody who has permission or is somehow associated with the crown. You didn't just decide you wanted a priming flask and throw the crown on there. But on the other side, this is very clearly King Henry II. So King Henry II died in 1559. Oh, but it's not that old. What I think this is a tribute to King Henry II. Now, Henry II was a really popular king at the time because he was an avid hunter and an outdoorsman. He was always celebrated by French kings going on, most notably Louis XIV, the Sun King, the man who built Versailles. I do think that it would have belonged to one of his courtiers.
Okay, that was definitely cool.
The French court was notorious for its competition. Status was everything, and part of what helped you attain status were high-priced accessories. This would have been one of the finest pieces of craftsmanship you could have purchased. These two hooks here would have connected to some type of fancy lanyard that went around the courtier's neck and under their arm, and it would have hung there. And you can see this is something to other people to be envious of. Almost like today a man wears an expensive watch.
So, what do you think it's worth?
It's in exquisite condition. My best guess is that at the right auction, $20,000.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Thanks, appreciate that.
Love. A 17th century ivory primer flask would be valued by collectors not just of militaria, but also of art. So you really got the best of both worlds.
It's a great piece of history. It really is. I mean, what's your best price on it?
You heard the man. $20,000 seems like a pretty fair price.
$20,000 in the right auction, or I take $10,000. You walk away with the money, I take all the risk.
What about $15,000?
I give you $11,000 for it.
That's hard. Could you do 12?
All right, 12,000. Good deal.
Thank you.
All right, I'll meet you right over there.
Thank you.
So instead of a powder flask, it was like a man nurse thing.
Hey, what do you got here? I have an autographed Macho Man Randy Savage costume, pants, hat, shirt. Oh yeah, brother.
That was all covered.
Oh yeah, it was Macho Man. Oh yeah. I brought in a signed Macho Man Randy Savage costume, shirt, hat, and pants. This costume is great. I'm selling my Macho Man costume for $7,500. Oh yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Randy Savage is probably one of the biggest wrestlers in the 80s and 90s. And then luckily for him, he got in right at the right time. Before his era,
Wrestling was just kind of like a regional thing, and it was almost like a carnival stage show that would come to town. Vince McMahon basically turned it into a national giant thing where, I mean, there was cartoons, there was action figures. I mean, you know, the wrestling company that he worked for is still like one of the highest licensed merchandise companies there is today. So how'd you get it?
I was his wedding photographer, and he died a year and 10 days after the ceremony, and I had been very close to him and very close to his wife. And I never asked him for an autograph. I never took a selfie with him. But I wanted something, and she said, go back in the costume room and pick out anything you want. Oh, wow. And this is what I picked out.
So do you know if this was ever worn in a match?
I can tell you this costume is as it was given to me. It is beat up. It's filthy, dirty, if you can see.
The fact of the matter is, more than likely it was. I mean, these guys were working 250 days a year. It wasn't just the matches you saw on TV. They were actually on the road all the time.
Do you like the Macho Man? I know you had a Hulk Hogan photo on your bedroom.
I like the Macho Man when he wasn't beefing with Hulk Hogan. Is that what you want me to say, Chuck?
He's a big fan.
I can tell.
Of wrestling in general.
So how much are you looking to get out?
I'm going to ask $7,500.
$75. Okay. So I'm a little perplexed here because
I like how you work that wrestling move into it.
No, that's a suplex, Chuck. Let me make a phone call and see if I can get a buddy down here to check it out.
Okay. I have no problem with an expert coming. This costume is great. I'm ready to take these guys down for a good price.
I have a guy in the shop looking to sell a signed Macho Man Randy Savage costume for $7,500, and I have no idea what his signatures are worth. So I called up Steve to come down and check it out for me. What do you guys got? Macho Man Randy Savage, autograph, re-attire.
That guy is literally one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. One of the most well known, at least.
Ooh, don't hurt his feelings. He's a big Hulkamania fan.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hulk Hogan, obviously the most well known, but Randy Macho Man Savage is literally right up there. Okay, so the first thing obviously I want to do is just kind of look at the signature itself, take a look at this under magnification. And the good thing about this is the fabric usually holds up pretty well with this stuff. And you can see the regular thread, and then you see the ink. So, live signature. Next thing, obviously, his signature is now pretty heavily forged. His autograph was pretty simple. And this is pretty much what we're looking at. Really easy. Signified by two large M's. So, Macho Man. That's kind of what you get out of it. It's the same exact thing. And same thing.
So it is legit, huh?
Absolutely. Yeah, this is really a pretty awesome set.
So what do you think it's worth?
So based on everything I've seen here, are you able to put this into a time frame and an event? Obviously, you know, the Mega Powers are around for a long time. When do you think this was from, or do you know if it's from any event?
I have no direct knowledge of where it came from, but I believe this was very early on in his career. Because I did my research, I can find no photographs of him wearing this costume anywhere.
Here's the thing I would say, guys. On the low, $7,000. If you could match it to an event or something wrestling in the 40s, I think this could be $9,000 or $10,000.
How do you feel, man? He just dropped the flying elbow on you.
I should have asked for more.
See, man, I'm just kidding. There's no doubt in my mind this would be great for the shop. You've got Randy Macho Man Savage. I think if they put that in the shop, it's going to fly right out.
What do you think?
$3,000.
That's not going to be enough. I came in asking for $7,500, and it's worth $7,000 as it sits right now. According to your expert, $6,000 is where I can really.
Probably $5,000.
I won't do $5,000. I'm going to stick at $6,000.
I've never offered $5,000 for a piece of wrestling memorabilia in my entire life. I have to stick at $5,000.
I don't think I'll do $5,000.
Okay. Show me where I'm up over there.
I see you go to Mount for Halloween, but wow, that's a lot of money for Halloween costume. You're really going to be the Macho Man this year. I'll meet you right over there. At least it'll look good next to your Whole Foods.
I'm taking that $5,000 because this really just sat in the box all these years, and I can use the money to buy some candy.
What are you wearing?
Macho Man Randy Savage.
Full ring attire? Holy cow. These are amazing.
You wrestled with Hulk Hogan? They were on a tag team called the Mega Powers, and this is Stu from, that tag team.
You know, Corey's favorite wrestler was Hulk Hogan.
You remember Corey had the Hulk Hogan pillow?
Did not have a Hulk Hogan pillow.
Yes, he did. He used to sit on your bed.
Oh, his wrestler buddy?
That's what it was, a wrestler buddy.
Oh, you're probably 10 years old when you had a wrestler buddy, and then you had it for years, which I found a little weird.
He used to pretend wrestle it every night.
And then I got him I got a picture of Hulk Hogan, and then I signed to my Hulkamaniac, and I signed it Hulk Hogan.
I remember that. It hung up forever.
It was like his prized possession until he was 16.
Hey, you're a Hulkster. What can I say?
Oh, yeah. Guys, what can you tell me about Tupac?
One of the greatest artists ever to live.
Some guy says he has the car that Tupac was shot in.
This is probably one of the most iconic cars ever, Rick.
Yeah, I mean, it's a piece of music history, but it's kind of disturbing.
Supposedly it was registered to some guy named Sugar Knight, and
Sugar Knight.
Do you know anything about the car?
Yeah, it's a 7 Series BMW.
Black on rims.
Okay, all right,
sweet.
I'm just gonna call Warwick.
You can't just take Warwick. I mean, come on. I mean, he knows a lot about rock and roll culture, but we're talking about Tupac. This is my era. It would be a disservice to you and your company if you didn't take me.
Fine, you can come with me, but give Warwick a call. I have an appointment, and if it all works out, we can own this thing by tomorrow night.
All right, I'll give him a call.
How's it going?
Hello, how are you?
What do we got here?
This is a Marc Chagall print that I have for you.
Okay. Do you know who Marc Chagall was?
Yeah.
Very famous painter. He's a post-impressionist. You know the difference between Impressionism and post-impressionism?
Not really.
The easiest way I always explain it to people is Impressionism, blurry. Post-impressionism, really blurry.
I came to the pawn shop today to sell my Marc Chagall print. I'm looking to get $1,000 for my Marc Chagall print, and I don't think I'll be willing to go any lower than that. If I sell the Chagall print today, I'll probably pay some bills.
I think this is really, really neat. Where'd you get it?
So I have a wealthy aunt, and she gave it to me, but it really doesn't go with the decor of my house.
All right. There's probably 24 artists in the world who you just look at their art and go, okay, and that's Picasso, or Picasso-esque,
right.
Or Renoir. Chagall is one of those people. Marc Chagall, 500 years from now, they'll still be talking about his paintings, and they'll still be worth money. He lived a long time. He lived into his 90s, I think it was. This guy was hanging out in Paris with Renoir, Picasso, all those guys back at the turn of the century. I mean, just there was all these new artists popping up everywhere, and these new styles of painting. If you ever get a chance to go to Paris,
okay.
To the Paris Opera House, he painted the entire ceiling.
Oh, wow.
And it looks like a lithograph. Litho means stone, and graph means writing.
Okay.
So it's stone writing. So originally what it was is they would take stones, a big giant piece of limestone, completely flat, and they would etch into it the image.
Oh, wow.
Okay, one for each color. So on each impression, you would carve in what would be blue. You would ink the stone.
Paper on top?
They put a 2,000-pound stone on top of it, and press the ink into the paper, and then move on to the next stone, the next color, and then the next.
That's quite the process.
Yes, and over the years they've changed that process, made it a lot simpler, but that's basically lithography.
Okay.
So how much you want for it?
Maybe around $1,000 or so.
Did you get any paperwork on it?
I don't have any paperwork with it.
Okay, so we'll call it Marc Chagall-esque until we make sure it's.
Yes. Yeah.
Give me a minute or two. Let me get someone down here to take a look at it so we can figure out exactly what it is.
Okay.
I'll be right back. Trying to be an artist, but sausage fingers and barely hold a brush.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. What do we got? I have a
first edition of Ken Kesey's One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Okay, I think I did have to read it in school. I think I just watched the movie.
I have first edition of Ken Kesey's One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. First and foremost, a book collector. In this particular book, I found at a library sale. If I sell the book today, I'd like to buy some more books that I can then try to resell.
This is interesting. I know the plot. You had Nurse Ratched and Jack Nicholson's character, R.P. McMurphy. Figured it would be easier to do his time in a mental institution than it would be on the war team. Sure. Eventually, Jack Nicholson freaks out and chokes the hell out of Nurse Ratched, and next thing you know, McMurphy's coming into the room with 2 scars on his head. I'm assuming he got a lobotomy.
Right.
I know the author actually worked in a mental institution. A lot of it came from stuff he had witnessed while he was working.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I take a look at it?
Absolutely.
Where'd you get it from?
This copy I actually purchased at a library sale.
Library sale. There's some fading on the spine and stuff like that, but it doesn't look like there's any real issues with it that I can see.
First editions are notorious for having terrible jackets. This one has a little bit of edge wear, but the colors are still pretty bright on.
How much are you looking to get out of it?
I'm asking $2,700.
I don't know much about first editions. I know, one word in the entire book could change it from being worth $100 to $100,000. So,
right.
If you don't mind, I'd like to call my friend Rebecca down to come take a look at it.
Absolutely.
Why don't you hang out and I'll give her a call right back.
Thank you. I'm very happy that an expert will be looking at the book and determining its value and its scarcity.
My customer has a Chagall lithograph that she's looking to sell, but I'm not sure if it's real. So I'm calling in Chad, my art expert, to help me out. So it looks Chagall.
That is an image by Chagall. So Chagall discovered lithography after he was already very, very famous. He started doing lithography at the age of 63. But the person he learned it with was the absolute master below. Chagall brought his skills as a painter and as a colorist to this medium, and he changed the standards of all of them. This is Captain Bryaxis' dream. In fact, it's one of his most famous images. It's rumored he literally just slept on the floor of the print shop during the production of this particular work to ensure his colors, because the color was really the key to Chagall. That's the thing that set him apart.
With Chagall, usually I see like images in a white background.
Yeah, it's very dark, but this particular image is from a work called Daphnis and Chloe. It's a 2nd century Greek poem. This was put out as a illustrated book. If you look very closely, you're going to see a bit of a crease. And that's because this is a double panel. So it's a little more valuable, and it's the only double panel that was in the overall set.
Okay. So, the big question, what's it worth?
If this was in a gallery in San Francisco, New York, it's worth at least $8,000.
Awesome. Okay.
Very sweet, dude.
I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
All right, good luck to you guys.
So you still want $1,000?
No, obviously.
I understand that. I'll tell you what, I'll give you $3,000 for it.
Well, no, you just said it was 8.
That's in a nice gallery in New York or San Francisco where they have really high windows. Actually, what is your best price?
Lowest? 6,000.
I give you $4,000.
5.
I give you $4,500. I'll pay for it.
I'll take 45. Deal.
I'll meet you right over there and do some paperwork.
Well, thank you very much.
This is what happens when you call an expert and pay more money. All right. Very good. A World Series ring. There should be like an awesome when you open that door.
pawn shop to sell my Red Sox World Series ring, I'm looking to get $10,000 for my championship ring. If I sell the 2013 championship ring, I take that money and I go buy a new bass guitar.
I've been really waiting for one of these to come to the shop. This is 2013, okay. The coolest one is probably 2004. That was like the biggest deal in Boston Red Sox history in over 80 years.